Welcome back to Connect MKE. I'm your host, Kristen Bry. Mark your calendars because homecoming week is around the corner. Yes, you might think of homecoming as a fall event, but every year, Social X Milwaukee throws a homecoming week to bring Black and Brown professionals together for a week of networking, professional development, health and wellness, and social impact in the city they call home. Here to tell us more about it are two of the co-founders of Social X, President Marquayla Ellison and Director of Health and Wellness, Tenia Fisher. Thanks for coming in today, ladies.
Hi.
So happy to have you back.
Thank you for having us.
And so, for people who are not familiar, what is Social X Milwaukee?
So Social X Milwaukee is a diverse consulting group, and we tend to migrate all our events around our 6 pillars, which you'll hear about later, and that creates a platform for young professionals to be able to thrive in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we entertain and retain young professionals here, just trying to get folks involved and embedded in the city, so fostering a sense of belonging and connecting with Milwaukee.
Absolutely. And so, as you said, the 6 pillars that you've built the organization around are arts and culture, social impact, health and wellness, talent and recruitment, professional and personal development, and community service. So what is it about those 6 that you and your other co-founders decided would make the most impact on the mission of affecting brain drain and keeping and retaining talent in Milwaukee?
Definitely. So again, I think for me it's about creating a sense of belonging and also connecting with people who look like you to the many facets of, life. So I'll let Tenia talk about health and wellness, but that's just the lifestyle. And why not come together and do that with people that look like you, try new things, push each other. Arts and culture, we have a very great, I'm an artist myself, a very great arts and culture scene here in Milwaukee. So I've always thought of art as a way to foster great conversations. Art is a great way for people to find similarities amongst each other and find differences and discuss them in a nice way. So we connect with Milwaukee film all the time. And then, of course, just figuring how you move up at your workplace, or if you want to be an entrepreneur. We want to make sure we're providing young professionals with personal development and other recruitment opportunities at other places, so they know that even if things aren't working out where you are now, you can see yourself in other places in Milwaukee. And gosh, we have so many pillars. Social isn't everything that we do. It's all about connecting, making friends, maybe finding a boo, finding some homies that you can do things with outside of work. Work will bring you to Milwaukee, but once you're starting to work your way up, you're starting to wonder, how can I enjoy myself? Where can my family go? How can I really get embedded with the city? And of course, giving back, community service. You can really see the impact. I like to go and do different things and see that impact in the city. So using, again, those pillars to connect.
Absolutely. And so for just this year so far, we're 5 months into the year, Social X has already done a 30-day fit challenge, multiple happy hours, a tax tip lunch and learn, a lit hour where folks volunteered to read to kids, multiple panels, a women's wellness summit, and my favorite, which I unfortunately had to miss, which was hot girl karaoke. And so how do you, first of all, this is your full-time job. You all have other jobs and then choose to do this on top of what you do with Social X. But then how do you decide, because these are all incredibly creative, they're so different from one another. So how do you even decide what to focus on in any given month, or what events that you come up with?
So I feel like I'm probably the less creative out of the 3, but for some reason we get together and brainstorm, and we look over our year and at the end of that previous year and just look at the months and try to see what makes sense. So we know our lit hour, that is during Reading Literacy Month. So that is how we planned that event. The Wellness Summit, that was during Women's Wellness Month. So, and then we get inspired by other things that we see around that are going on in other cities that have really really great people of color that are doing great things in cities. So cities like in states like Washington, D.C. or Atlanta, trying to kind of pick ideas off of that and then give it our own twist for Social X and what works in Milwaukee.
Your big homecoming week is just around the corner. It's June 12th to 19th this year. So for anyone who has not attended or has not heard of it before, what is homecoming week, and maybe more about what is the origin of it and how you came up with it?
I always tell people homecoming week is a showcase of who we are and what we do in 1 week. So the origin of that was celebrating Milwaukee. You can do all these fun things. You can do all these great things. Everyone knows the best time to be in Milwaukee is in the summer, so it's like, it's action-packed week, so homecoming. People are back in town, visiting. Maybe they're young professionals that'll move other places, but we want to catch them and give them the best of the best. We have interns from different corporations that are here in Milwaukee. We want to show them a good time. That's been homecoming week. So we're going to kick things off Sunday with the tour. The tour is a bus. We go to 5 different places for about 30, 45 minutes and just get an intimate tour of that place. So it's a lot of fun. We have people that have gone every year. It sells out every year.
Is it always the same places?
Different places every year.
That's why they go every year.
Yeah. And they're very exclusive. I think Quay is underselling it because this is her baby. So it's very exclusive places that you get into early, or you might not be able to have that private entry, that private tour. So
is it a secret this year?
It's not a secret, but we can talk about places we've been in the past, which I think are very impressive. So, for Summerfest, the new amphitheater, the American Family one, we got a tour of that backstage and everything before it was open. We toured America's Black Holocaust Museum in 2019, not to brag, but, we try to find these cool places, these new places, and ask either the owner or the manager to give us a private tour of the event. So the hope is that you get to know about this place. We've had people go back and have baby showers, go on dates and different places. So it's just giving you a sample of the Milwaukee, so hence Milwaukee Express Tour. This is just day one.
That's just really fun. I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
So, and then we have 2 panel discussions. One will be focused on Black and brown spaces and the importance of those. And we're working with the Milwaukee Art Museum for that project. So just exciting to be back in that space again. We're doing 2 health and wellness events, and I'll let Tenia talk more about those. And then I'll talk about the party later. Actually, look, I'm getting so excited. I'll let you. Please.
So our health and wellness event will be centered around celebrating and creating a safe space for men of color. So that will be partnered with Black Lens as well at Jules Caribbean. So that'll be a good time for men of color to feel welcome and be able to share their experiences in Milwaukee and how they thrive and how they can do better. And then my baby, our 5K, so the Run the Yard 5K, that will be happening. That happens every year. We'll be at our same spot at the Urban Ecology Center in Menominee Valley. So this is not just a regular 5K. Like, we run a 5K and then we have a block party to follow. So we plan both. So we have a DJ and we have food and we have t-shirts and raffle items, and just, it's a great time. So yeah.
So if you can't run a full 5K, is it okay if you walk part of it?
Yeah, you can run and walk. Absolutely. Yes. You can definitely run and walk.
Our baby, the biggest thing, and going back to fun and cool events, we usually have a big party every year. And this year we're doing something different. It's called Neon Dreams. It's basically going to be a twist on a neon party. So think late nights and bright lights. So going to get people dressed up, having fun. We're going to be at the Hyatt. They have that 360 panoramic view of the city. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be the way to cap it off. I always tell people, we want people to come to everything. We want to take up your whole week. But there's something for everyone to do. Even something to do with the family, a date night, go out with your girlfriends. But homecoming week is for everyone.
I can go, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the thing that what I know is that it's obviously a group that is focused on Black and brown people, but in every event that I've ever gone to, it's certainly, as a white woman, I feel totally welcome, I feel totally comfortable, and so it's certainly something that is open for everyone.
Right. Definitely. So, I like to toot our horn that we are a pretty diverse group. Of course, the root of that is mostly African American, but we want to really show what Milwaukee is, and as much as we want Black and brown people to feel like they belong in these spaces, races, we also want to mix it with just everyone. The point is to show a different side of Milwaukee, or what we call real Milwaukee, and us having fun and doing things together.
Yeah, but you both are Milwaukee natives.
Born and raised.
And so when you see the group that you've been able to collect or create for the homecoming's 5 years, but the group is 10 years?
It's our 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is the mix of people that you feel like are part of the Social X community that are from Milwaukee versus moved to Milwaukee?
It's a huge mixture. And then, I mean, the goal once we do attract that talent that is outside of Milwaukee is to get them to see how great Milwaukee is, and that they can see that they can stay here and raise their families here. So I think it's a huge mixture, and even though we are born and raised from Milwaukee, how excited we just got about the tour in our week, there are some places on this tour that I've never been to, but I'm a native of Milwaukee, you know? So I think we do a great job of making sure that it is an inclusive group and that we provide a safe and creative space for anyone from Milwaukee and not from Milwaukee.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like, you know, it's a mixture. I'd say the root of it is a lot of transplants because they want to get tapped into the city. And again, in these 10 years, there was a point where, you know, a lot of my friends who are Milwaukee natives, they feel like I've done it all, I've seen it all, and it's not true. But I think especially coming out of, you know, being shut down and being home, people are looking to explore new things, try new spaces, and we want to help them explore that. And then also people who moved away, maybe they graduated, you know, and now they're coming back for a different career here. We want to get them tapped back into the city. So it's a good mixture. But, you know, Milwaukee, you know, sometimes people feel like I've seen everything, but, you know, that's where we step in and like, have you checked out this new spot? Yeah. And again, I'm not going to release the tour locations, but you'll want to be there.
But there are new spots, right? Like there's things that are open. There's new restaurants all the time that are opening. There's the symphony and the new different parts of new event spaces and stuff. And so it's not that you can't, there's no way that you've always seen it all, because there's always new things to see.
Exactly.
So in the brief time that we have left, you have one event even before homecoming week, which is for Global Run Day.
Yeah.
And so if for the runners or the non-runners who are interested in partaking in that, what is, and actually I don't even think we described what FEAR actually is.
Okay, so FEAR MKE stands for Forget Everything and Run. So we are a group that creates a safe space of community for mostly runners of color. And then we also want to encourage anybody that's not a runner, that does not identify as a runner, all levels of running, to come out and join us. So Global Run Day, that's our big day to celebrate everything that we love about running and what FEAR has done in our lives in this past 8 years that we've been around. So we have some special things planned. I won't release those yet, but we are meeting at Zocalo at around 8 o'clock. And then we can start our program from there, and we'll go for a run, and then we'll come back and enjoy with food and drink. So that's that social aspect that we have there. But the main thing I want to get across for Global Run Day and FEAR is that you don't have to be a runner to join that. We're welcome to anybody, and all you need to do is show up and we'll help you.
Absolutely. And that's June 1st.
Yes, that's June 1st.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much for coming out. I can't wait. It's on my calendar. I will be there. I'm going to get my outfit ready. Marquayla Ellison is the president of Social X Milwaukee, and Tenia Fisher is the director of health and wellness. For more information on anything we discussed, you can visit their website at socialxmke.com and follow them on social media at socialxmke. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Kristen Bry. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that you'll join us again next week as we discuss the issues and introduce you to the people who are making a difference in the city where we live, work, and play. Have a great day.